Welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we're inside a 2004 Acura EL. We have a 1.7 liter inline-4 engine producing 127 horsepower and 114 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a 4-speed automatic transmission, which is sending the power to the front wheels. So this is a front-wheel drive car, and thank you so much to my friend for allowing me to record this beautiful car. And man, I have a soft spot for these Hondas and the older Hondas, and especially the high mileage Hondas. This one is not so high. It's 155,000 kilometers. I have a 2012 Civic, which has over a 250,000, so very nice nonetheless to take you guys on a walkthrough of this car and then take it out for a drive and share my first driving impressions. So why don't we head outside and take a look. We have an automatic window right there, so already very luxurious, this car. So this car is painted in black, as you can see, and honestly from the outside it's doing pretty well. We have a little bit of rust forming there, but again, for the age of this car, it is expected. You do have a very nice spoiler, and the Acuras, man, like, this shape is just so nice. We are sitting on some winter tires here. The specs are 195 R15s right here with a 60 wall, so 195 60 R15s. Again, a little bit of rust on those quarter panels, but expected for a car of this age. Very nice car, so simple. They made these cars so nice and simple back in the day. No sunroof, nothing like that. We'll just take a look under the hood here. Nice. There's our 1.7 liter engine, 4-cylinder engine, and it's producing decent horsepower and a decent bit of torque, but very nice. Take a look at it from this side. You do have fog lights on this car, which are amazing and do help in the nighttime. All right. Good thing about these old cars, there's not much to talk about on the outside, but once you're in here, you are presented with luxury. I know the Hondas didn't have all this. I know they went all out for the Acura. So you do have soft touch pretty much everywhere. This leather-like material, automatic window just for the driver, because the driver is the most special person in the car. And along with, you have cruise control, automatic mirrors, which are amazing, and also heated. So that is an amazing touch from Acura there. You have your ventilation system, your tweeters, speakers, and all that. We'll move over to the steering wheel. What a beautiful steering wheel. It is like, I love being in an old Honda because, again, they all have like the same sort of features. I'm calling this a Honda, but of course this is an Acura. In North America, we have Acura as the premier brother to Honda, so I'm sure you guys are already aware of that. You have your cruise control right here. To activate it, you turn on from there. You can, you know, set it right over here and then live your best life. We'll keep that on. We do have a couple dash lights on there. Again, old car, you just have to sort of deal with it, but this car is going for an oil change soon, and I think majority of those should be gone by the time that's done. We'll move over here. You have your temperature and climate controls right here. Beautiful radio. Wow, CD and a tape recorder. Interesting. I think that might just be French for the CD, but you have a little compartment for whatever you can put there. I'm sure maybe a higher trim had something placed here, but don't take my word for it. Very simple radio setup. You have your AC, rear defroster, and your climate button here to keep the air on the inside. If you move down here, you have 2 cup holders and your AC, or not AC, sorry, your cigarette lighter right there, and then of course your automatic transmission. You have a wonderful handbrake right here, and moving over, you have your glove compartment and then Same thing on the driver's side. Automatic door locks, as you can see. Chrome on the door handle, looks very nice. You have automatic and so you have power windows for your passengers and rear passengers. Cloth seats, honestly, these things are like hugging me on the inside and I feel very nice. But that's enough talk on the inside. Let's take this car for a little spin and see how it drives. So we'll throw it in drive here and just take it for a little spin. Like when I drove this car here, I've only had about maybe 10 minutes of seat time, but in that 10 minutes this car put a huge smile on my face, because just something about these older cars, man, they have a very nice spot in my heart. So where should I begin with this car? Let's begin with the visibility. Man, these older cars had such good visibility. Like this, the size of this windscreen is just so large. I can look around very comfortably and see absolutely where I am at all times and aware of all of my surroundings. And then the second thing would be, of course, your gauge cluster here. You have exactly what you need: your fuel, your temperature, your tachometer, and in the middle you have your speedometer. So very simple design, and it's LED bright with the red. It makes it a little bit more sporty and nice, but just it's so clean and so well presented in this car. Car does have some low-end torque, so you never feel like you're slow on the road. It does pick up off the line really nicely, and you can hear that engine going to work. Even with my foot halfway down the even with my foot halfway down the throttle, like, I'm not doing any illegal speeds. That's just the sort of fun you get in these older Japanese cars. Never breaking any rules, but just having fun. Let's see how it handles over here. A little bit of body roll, not too bad. We could definitely throw it into the corners. Oh yeah. Come on, this Camaro can't even keep up that corner, and this EL is doing amazing. He's got a D plate on there, so it's probably new for him. I'll let him live. In this car, you have no driver's assist, so there's no blind spot monitoring. You have to turn your head around. There's no lane keep assist, none of those, you know, modern amenities in this car. I mean, you do have cruise control, which is really nice for its age, and cruise control has been around forever. But again, when this car came out, having cruise control was a huge deal. So on the highway, I can see that like the interior noise does fill in, but it's probably due to like the seals and all that stuff of this car. Again, it being a little bit older, but I do have to talk a bit louder because I do hear the tires a little bit more, and around like my general environment, I can hear it a little bit more in this car as compared to something a bit newer. But in terms of driving, this thing is very straight. There's not a lot of like input from the driver needed. Very comfortable. The seating position is very high up. This guy is sketching me out because he keeps coming closer and closer, so I will just move over. But very nice, very crisp. We're cruising at 110, keeping up with traffic. Really no complaints on really no complaints on the power that this car is putting out. So let's test the passing power of this car just to see if we can push it a little bit. The downwards incline definitely helped, but again, you have enough passing power to get yourself in and out of situations, or if you need to pass anybody on the highway. This car does it very well. Wouldn't say effortlessly, I do feel the engine putting in some work, but it does do it well enough where you don't have to worry about nobody else. Even that bump back there, the suspension in this car is very good for its age. Again, no complaints. The only thing is, there is a bit of play in the steering wheel, and that could be due to maybe it needs an alignment, but yeah, I think it does. I feel the car going to the right a little bit, so maybe that's where the play's coming in from, but that can be fixed with a quick $100 alignment or whatever, $90 alignment. Other than that, it's fantastic. What we'll do is we'll take it on the city roads now, so it's a little bit quieter, because I do find myself having to yell a lot on the outside there, and see how it performs for your day-to-day driving. We got the Acura's bigger brother in front of us, the Acura Integra, and that's a newer one. I think that's the 24. Hey, wait up for me, man. Yeah, this one is not keeping up with that by no means, but still a very fun drive. You can definitely see how long of ways cars have come and the Acura has come in terms of its generations and whatnot, but it's so nice to see that these old cars are still on the road and still driving around. You don't see that around a lot where I live. Talking about another Acura, we have the TLX A-Spec in front of us. So you can just see that cars have definitely gotten a lot bigger and wider as compared to what they were before. Now we're part of the Acura gang over here. Both of these are A-Specs, and I'm sure if this thing had an A-Spec, this would be freaking amazing back in 2004. So it's very cool. But your day-to-day drive, again, this car gets the job done, and it's gonna get the job done a lot more reliably compared to like other cars that you can purchase. I'm not sure what the large ticket items on this car would be. That's something I'll have to talk to my friend about, and maybe I'll add in the description. But from the get-go, this car is pretty cheap to, you know, one, purchase used, maintain, and then also keep it around just driving every day, because again, you have the Honda parts that pretty much go into this car, and I'm assuming your regular oil changes, your brake pads, your tires, and all that stuff is just pretty much enough to keep the car moving. And I reckon a oil change on this car is somewhere between $50 and $70, so that's absolutely nothing. That's peanuts to what it costs today in like a lot of these German cars, for example. So being a 1.7 liter engine, it doesn't take too much engine oil as well, so you're saving some money there and whatnot. So oh yeah, corner ability of this car just eats the corners. So smooth. I really like these like lighter cars, the commuter cars. They have a little bit of like, I find the Honda and Acura products, they have a little bit of more playfulness in them as compared to their counterparts like the Toyota Corolla and all that, or the Lexus. Well, the Lexus IS is totally different, but talking about the Toyota Corolla, if you compare it head to head with the same year Honda Civic, the way the cars are built, I find Honda has a more fun economy car. And let me know if you guys disagree with that or agree with that in the comments below. But that's just sort of what I've experienced from driving around a lot of these cars. That even though like the car is not by no means a sports car, it still has a little bit of playness to it. It could be, I'm not sure, this one might have the limited slip differential, but I doubt it. It's a front wheel drive economy car. But just compared to like even that Nissan Sentra, like I've driven a couple of those, they just feel like little boats on the road. Same with the Camry. You're gonna save gas and on maintenance and you're gonna get that reliability, but I find that the fun is just not there in those cars. So your day-to-day stop, red light traffic, like all that stuff, definitely won't get tired by any means in this car. One thing I like to take a look at is the drivability with one hand. Sometimes the cars have really heavy steering wheels, whereas this car, it has power steering. I can feel it, and very drivable, very calm when it comes to everyday driving. So I have in my life previously driven this car in a 5-speed manual. I would say that in a manual the car is a lot more fun, but again, that goes with a lot of manual cars. If you're a driving enthusiast and like you know how to drive manual, you know the fun factor that it adds to the car. But this automatic, this 4-speed automatic, honestly, it's keeping up. The shifts are very smooth, and I wanna say that it's not a CVT in this one. I believe it's just gonna be your 4-speed automatic, and you definitely feel it. If it's a CVT, then man, Acura did a good job at hiding and simulating those gears, but just from what I feel, I believe it is a 4-speed automatic. Thing feels a little go-karty. You could just go wherever you need to in this car. So overall, if you're in the market to buy like a 2004 Acura EL, this is what you can kind of expect. You can have a really good car that's gonna have that Honda reliability, have a little bit of fun playfulness to it, and just get you to point A to point B. Like, I think this is the perfect car. If you're a car guy looking for a cheap winner beater, I would 100% recommend this car, because you can't go wrong. I feel like whatever price you buy this car at is most likely what you can sell it for. And that's sort of what you want when you're in the used market. Try to lose the least amount of money possible. And you can see everything is in front of you. Everything, all the driver features and all that stuff is right here. The comfortability of the cabin, it's right here. There's no hidden features, no screens with like settings and this and that and that and this. You have your brightness knob right there, and just the nice old 2004 car package. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is going to be a quicker one as there wasn't that much to talk about, but again, I hope you guys had a great day, and thank you so much for tuning into the channel once again. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in another video, and hope you guys enjoy your week ahead.